I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
The tension had been brewing for weeks, but when Terence "Bud" Crawford and Canelo Alvarez finally came face-to-face at the press conference, everything exploded. Crawford didn't just show up to talk. He laid down the blueprint of how he plans to dethrone the Mexican superstar. Bud spoke with the confidence of a man who has already studied every weakness, every crack, and every tendency in Canelo's game. He promised that Canelo's power, size, and experience wouldn't be enough to stop what's coming. The crowd gasped as Crawford fired off cold, telling Canelo to his face, "You could never beat me." And it wasn't empty trash talk. He spoke like a man with a plan.
I can say a lot of negative things about Canelo's resume, but I won't, I wanna, pay homage to the fighters that he fought. And if he don't wanna pay homage to the fighters I fought, if he think they nobodies, then come fight time, then I wonder what they're gonna say after I beat him.
When he pushed you, I know you've gained weight. You look actually a lot bigger. When he gave you a half shove, how is that size feeling now?
Listen, that wasn't nothing.
That
What I mean? That little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even matter.
This wasn't just a press conference. It was a war of words that gave fans a first glimpse into Crawford's game plan and left everyone wondering, does Bud truly have the secret formula to pull off the impossible? Let's break it down.
Well, listen, I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. The Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
Now, this wasn't just some casual media day. This was a carefully orchestrated event fueled by Turki Alashik's vision to make Canelo versus Crawford the most talked-about fight on the planet. From the extravagant venue to the superstar-stacked guest list, everything screamed mega fight. And when you put two of the biggest names in boxing on the same stage, you know fireworks are coming. Canelo walked in with that signature calm, dressed sharp, radiating confidence like the true face of boxing he's been for over a decade. Meanwhile, Crawford came in with quiet intensity, the kind of energy that tells you he's not just here to promote, he's here to make a statement. Both men know this fight isn't just about belts, it's about legacy, power, and proving who really runs the sport.
Stay in Canelo's ass a little early on. Put Canelo behind, right? Even if it's 3 out of the first 4 rounds. Because when Canelo has to fight, when Canelo has to step it up, after 7 rounds, he starts to fade a little bit. We've seen that with Bivol. We've seen it in a lot of his fights with Triple G. When Canelo could control the fight in the ring generalship, like, yeah, he could fight 12 rounds pretty good. But when Canelo gets pushed early on in the fight, he starts to fade muscle endurance wise. So if I was Crawford, I would kind of stay in his ass a little bit on the early rounds and make him have to play catch up in rounds 3, 4, 5, and then by round 7, that's where he could really step it up.
Get this, when it came time for the face-off, things quickly escalated. Reporters expected some heated exchanges, but no one predicted just how raw and personal it would get.
I always try to respect my opponents, and I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something, and he did. And now before I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. I respect everybody, but if you with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence, is that true? Did Turki Al-Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of.
Hey, I never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of and you're going to find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is going to be different for you.
Canelo, in his usual dismissive tone, brushed off Crawford's chances. He said Crawford was too small, that moving up to face him was career suicide. Canelo reminded the room of his experience against bigger names like GGG, Sergey Kovalev, and even his attempt at light heavyweight. But Crawford didn't flinch. Instead, he fired back, cutting straight to the point. "You could never beat me." That line shook the room. It wasn't just trash talk, it was a declaration. A line in the sand, and you could see it in Canelo's eyes. He didn't like that one bit.
You have to be relentless. You have to never let off the gas, never stop, never quit. Never allow anyone to talk you out of the dream, the vision, and ideas. And understand that for every level, there's another devil. It is the devil's job to create challenges, issues, and conflicts, insecurities, fear, because he wants to put you to a test. But I can tell you now, I piss the devil off every day because I just don't stop. And the devil is so mad. This fucking guy, doesn't matter if he gets sick, it doesn't matter what happens to his money or his finances, every time he gets out of his bed and he's on a mission to get it done. And as you begin to look at your life,
one of the biggest talking points surrounding this fight has been size. Canelo has lived his career at higher weight classes, dominating 168 and beyond, while Crawford made his name at 140 and 147. On paper, the size difference seems unfair. Even Canelo himself laughed it off during the press conference, saying Crawford doesn't belong in this weight. But here's the thing, Crawford has always been underestimated. People said he was too small when he moved to welterweight, yet he dominated and dismantled Errol Spence Jr. People said he couldn't carry his power up, but time and time again, he proved them wrong. Crawford's ability to adapt, his fight IQ, and his switch-hitting style make him dangerous, no matter the weight.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
And let's be real, Canelo may be the bigger man, but we've seen him struggle against slick movers and technical fighters. Think back to his fight with Floyd Mayweather. Think about Dimitri Bivol.
You faced Canelo. If you could give some pointers to Crawford, what should he do to come out victorious in September?
I think you just got to watch the Bivol blueprint, the in and out. A lot of fighters getting stick now for being runners, Tom and Jerry and whatnot. But stick to what you're good at. Terence Crawford is an exceptional talent. He's won titles through the weights, undisputed at 3 weights now. And listen, if anyone can do it, it's him. I think the weight will be too much of an issue. Canelo is a special talent. And I think the weight will play a factor in the fight. But listen, Canelo once done it and made the step up to super middleweight. I would like Crawford to be more at light middle and middle to build into it, but you take these opportunities when they come, and that's what greatness is.
Crawford's team knows this, and they're banking on speed, precision, and timing over brute force. Now, let's get real, because what Terence Crawford did at that press conference wasn't just talking, it was teaching. He literally laid down the blueprint of how he's going to take out Canelo Alvarez, and he did it with zero hesitation. Everybody keeps screaming, wait, 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 like that's supposed to scare Bud. But he's not buying into that narrative. He knows he's walking up into the lion's den, facing a guy who's naturally stronger, naturally bigger, and who's been dominating at 168 for years. And instead of flinching, Crawford straight up said, so what? Skill beats size every time.
Canelo Crawford coming up September. What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford. Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength, because it's hard to go up in high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
And if you think that's just talk, history proves otherwise. Manny Pacquiao went from 108 pounds all the way to 154, taking out De La Hoya, Cotto, Hatton, you name it. Floyd Mayweather? Same thing. He carried his slickness across divisions and made naturally bigger dudes look straight up basic. Even guys like Roy Jones Jr. once went from middleweight all the way to heavyweight and beat John Ruiz for the belt. That's insane. But then again, we've also seen the flip side. Adrian Broner tried to climb too fast, and the weight caught up to him. Kell Brook went up to face GGG and got demolished. Amir Khan thought he could take on Canelo, and we all know how that ended, with a highlight reel knockout. So yeah, moving up isn't guaranteed success.
He might be even stronger than Canelo. He might be stronger than Canelo. He might pack the weight on well, that he might do really well in there. So look,
You fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them? Obviously, it's weight.
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Yeah. And you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go up and fight Canelo?
But here's the difference. Crawford's mindset. Bud genuinely believes he's already beaten Canelo in his head, and that matters. Every time he talks, it's not if I win, it's when I win. That's dangerous. Because he's not seeing himself as the smaller man, he's seeing himself as the sharper man. He knows Canelo slows down after 6 rounds. He knows Canelo struggles with movers. He knows his southpaw switch, his timing, his accuracy. Those are weapons Canelo hasn't faced at this stage of his career. So while the weight might scare other fighters, it doesn't scare Crawford. He's been building this fight in his mind for years. He's studied Canelo's habits, he's spotted the patterns, and he's flat out confident that when the bell rings, it won't be about size. It'll be about who's smarter, who's sharper, and who's willing to risk it all. And in Bud's head, he's already 1-0 against Canelo.
I don't gotta knock him out to beat him. You know, he's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terence, you have said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
I said when I win.
When you win. Well, with that, you know, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that mountain. Ain't nothing left to say.
Since that press conference, the boxing world has been on absolute fire. It's like every fighter, trainer, and analyst suddenly has to give their 2 cents on this matchup. On one side, you got people saying the size difference is going to be way too much for Crawford to handle, that Canelo's power and natural strength at 168 will be a wall Bud just can't break through. On the other side, you've got voices saying skills pay the bills, and if anyone can expose the holes in Canelo's game, it's Terence Crawford. Even active fighters have been jumping into the conversation. Sean Porter went public, saying this fight will be decided by Canelo's pressure. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith believes Crawford's footwork and counterpunching could be the exact kryptonite Canelo doesn't want to deal with.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes,
Who
love
gonna
boxing.
win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You
will
gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud,
Right.
it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, stronger fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always ready.
always prepared.
He's always
You
ready.
gotta
He's
give him that.
always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But I don't think he's gonna knock him out.
And it's not just Steven drinking the Bud Kool-Aid. The split is so clear, it almost feels like two different worlds colliding. Half the boxing community is predicting a Canelo steamroll. The other half is betting on Bud's genius to shock the world again.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very experienced.
So where does that leave us? After a press conference this heated, one thing is for sure, this fight isn't just business, it's personal. Crawford wants to prove he's the pound-for-pound king. Canelo wants to remind the world that boxing runs through him, And when they finally step inside that ring, all the words, all the shoving, all the mind games, it all goes out the window.
We start with Sergey Boachuk versus Brandon Adams. 10-round middleweight fight. Boachuk's 26-2. He's got 24 wins by knockout, 92% finish rate, and he's ranked number 5 in the super welterweight division. He's taking on Adams, 25-4, 16 wins by knockout, and this is a rematch of a badass fight with these two, where literally Adams had to win the fight by knockout, and he did in the 8th round. He won by TKO. Ivan Ditchko versus Jermaine Franklin Jr., 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Ditchko, undefeated, 15-0, 14 wins by knockout, 93% finish rate. The guy is 6'9". He's from Kazakhstan, and he's a 2-time Olympic bronze medalist. He's taken on Franklin, who's 23-2, 15 wins by knockout, and he actually, one of those losses, 23-2, one of those losses to Anthony Joshua. He went the distance with Joshua. Raido Susumi versus Javier Mendez, 6 rounds, super featherweight bout. Susumi is 2-0 from Japan. He's from Tokyo. He's got over 100 amateur fights. He's taken on Javier Martinez, 7-2 from Dallas. Sultan Al-Mohammed versus Martin Caraballo, 4-round super lightweight bout. Sultan Al-Mohammed, it's his pro debut. He's 17 years old, and Caraballo is from Hollywood, Florida. Steve Nelson versus Reiko Santana, 10 rounds, light heavyweight bout. Nelson's 20-1 with 16 knockouts. Santana's 12-4, coming off back-to-back upset wins, and he's looking to make it 3 in a row. Also on the card is Marco Verde. We don't have an opponent for him yet to be determined. So when we get that done, we'll announce it. The undercard of Canelo Crawford starts at 5:30 on the East Coast, and the prelims are awesome.
But here's the question I'll leave you with. When the final bell rings, will we be talking about Canelo Alvarez's size and power being too much? Or will we witness Terence Crawford pull off the biggest upset since Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson? Now, what do you think? Was Crawford out of line saying, "You could never beat me"? Or was it exactly the kind of confidence you need to beat a legend like Canelo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. I'll catch you in the next video.